Hey, how's it going? Real quick before this video starts, I just want to say, free Corey, free Jadeon, hashtag Twitch Respond, Louise. Today we're going to talk about weird 3DS games, or weird DS games. Now, I know every console has their weird games. I mean, if you go on the Switch eShop right now, you'd see some odd things. I grew up around video games my whole life. Practically every single console has some kind of nostalgic value to me. Uh, Grew up playing the 64, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, the Wii, the GameCube, but my I can't say most, but probably my most nostalgic one has to be the DS. I didn't say 3. I forgot to put the 3 at the beginning of DS, because it's 3DS and then there's a D. You get the point. Anyways, the 3DS is the pinnacle of god tier gaming. I joke. It has its problems, obviously, but it's an amazing handheld console. An amazing one. The color options for it were cool. Practically everything about it was cool at the time. But the thing is, there were some odd games. You see, every company has their big hitters. We got Xbox with Halo, PlayStation with God of War, used to be Crash. We won't talk about it. My feelings are hurt, kind of. And we got Nintendo with Mario. So you know there were tons of Mario games on the DS. And sure, I had fun playing Mario Party Island Tour, Plants vs. Zombies, and Smash. We're not gonna talk about Smash. That game meant a little bit too much to me. Like, when I was a kid, I started crying when I didn't have it. I can't explain why I did that. I'm not a spoiled kid by any means. Matter of fact, probably the opposite, but I guess with Smash I made an exception. The 3DS is an amazing console, if you can even call it that, and will always remain one of the GOATs in my mind. But a good half of my time on the DS was playing big Nintendo games or just big games in general. A half of that half probably being Smash, but another half was just random games. I played so many sheer random games on the DS. It was crazy. And it's so nostalgic. And I hope that just maybe there's some kids out there that have their Switch and they find random games on their Switch that nobody cares about, but it's nostalgic to them. And one day they'll make a video talking about it and no one knows what you're saying. Without further ado, let's get into it. Probably the most popular game I'm going to talk about today is Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch is definitely the most popular game I'm going to talk about today, and it was a good game overall. I mean, don't get, weird mixed up with bad, but it was just extremely odd. I don't want to call it a Pokemon copycat because a lot of things could just be inspired, but it's not the same game, given it does have some weird things. And if I were to describe it to someone, I would probably just call it weird Pokemon. Okay. First things first, you play as some kid named Nate that no one really cares about, and I'm not saying that like in-game, I'm saying that because I don't care, but he just looks like your generic Pokemon trainer, and then he comes across some yokai, which is just, that's what the creatures are called. They're called yokai. He comes across one named Whisper, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a yokai. You should find some more." It's pretty weird, and he looks weird, but I promise you, the yokai only get weirder looking. Like, sometimes I seriously wonder if this game was originally going to be meant for kids. Like, the yokai are honestly kind of scary. Low-key, some of them are. And I remember as a kid, I was obsessed with this game. Like, I really wanted it so bad. I'm not sure why, but it was kind of terrifying. And it didn't help that they ended up making a TV show, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I've never taken shrooms, but given off of what people have told me before, this is what I imagine taking shrooms would be like. Like, you'd see these yokai. I don't really want to touch on the game itself too much. I just wanted to touch on the fact of that it's basically weird Pokemon. There are other games that I actually want to like legitimately talk about, but I just wanted to mention Yokai Watch, how I used to be obsessed with as a kid, and it is the only game out of all these that I actually own a physical copy of. The next game I want to talk about, and low-key the entire reason for me even making this video, is a little game called I've Got to Run. This game is one of the most nostalgic treats out there for a guy like me, let me tell you. One day my brother just handed me my DS and he said, "Hey, I installed this game for you." I got it too. And it's literally just a platformer. There's no other controls besides jumping. You play as a little marshmallow dude, you're in a kitchen, and you platform. Or at least that's what you think is gonna happen until they pull out more levels, like medieval area and space and a city. It's crazy, and they all play different. It's kind of wild. I miss this game with a burning passion. I burned so many hours into this game as a kid. And sadly, this is the only game out of all the games I'm going to talk about today that I can't play. I went on my DS because the game was deleted or something. I might have deleted it when I was younger, I don't remember. But it wasn't on my DS. I went to the Nintendo eShop and it's acting funny. I'm gonna try to get the game back because I need to play that game again. And apparently they're closing the eShop next year, so that's not good. But God, I've Got to Run so much. And it is one of the oddest games I have ever played. The soundtrack just bumps too while you're playing it, but I'm not really sure what's happening in the game, if I'm being honest. You really do just play as a marshmallow man, running around, jumping. I wish I could say more, but that's all there is, and it's so fun. You go to different maps, there's different mechanics, but I don't understand story. I don't understand why he has to run. I don't understand anything, but it is an extremely odd game, and I feel like if I played it again, I might be trapped in the zone of just pure nostalgia and nothing else. The next game I want to talk about is a game called 10 Second Run. It kind of plays similar to I've Gotta Run, except it's somewhat different. In 10 Second Run, you play as a red stickman. That's all it is. They're your protagonist, Red Stickman. And you get in a course, and you have to complete it in 10 seconds. If the time runs out, you die, and it's as simple as that. And it's crazy because there's like 60 levels maybe. The game is fire, and I spent tons of time playing it as a kid. Bro, when I tell you that the main menu music bumps, I mean the main menu music bumps. But it is extremely odd, though. I mean, it's literally just a game where you're a stickman and you just run. There's not really much anything to the game. It's just good. It kind of confuses me on how these games got on the DS. Like, it's not that they're bad. It's just they seem more like something that you would like see on Steam or something. It's just kind of odd to me, but I'm so here for it. This game has literally fueled my childhood in ways I cannot imagine. I remember the late nights sneaking my DS at night, playing some 10-second run. That was fire. And the last games I want to mention are personally some games that are so nostalgic it hurts. And that is Pop Island. Some people might not even know what that is. Most of these games I've never heard anyone mention, but I've never heard a single soul at all mention Pop Island. The reason I say games is because there's actually 2 Pop Islands on the 3DS. I guess one's a sequel, but they're practically the same game, so I'm gonna put them in the same category. And, well, one, they're extremely weird, but extremely good. And with that being said, I have never played a game like Pop Island in my life. And nor have you, apparently. So, I'm sitting here, I'm editing this video, I'm just looking up, I'm getting footage from the games, and I hop on Pop Island, and I just want to say that this might be the most underrated game that I've ever actually seen in my life. I was getting footage, and I went on, the official IGN page, 16, 17 million subs, whatever they have. It literally, I kid you not, the trailer for Pop Island has 600 views. And let me not even touch on the fact that the soundtrack, I know I was hyping up the soundtrack for 10-second run, but the soundtrack in this game goes so stupid, I'm sorry, but I just gotta talk about it. Drink your Faygo. In my opinion, there is no game out there that is like Pop Island. It's its own thing. I don't know. Mainly like these unknown games with random developers and stuff, they're pretty straightforward. Like, for example, 10-second run, and I've got to run. I love the games, but they're pretty much just platformers. Pop Island is somehow something actually unique. Basically, you get like the choice to play 2 different game modes. The one I always used to play was capture the flag, or there's one where there's flags all around and you gotta get the flags. Basically, you gotta get flags and bring them back to your base. It's basically like that. And you get to pick between different characters. There's 2 different teams. There's machinery team with cars and boats and stuff, and then there's an animal team with penguins and stuff and all that. It's crazy. And now I'm gonna be showing gameplay of all these, but I'm mainly excited to show gameplay of Pop Island because I truly don't even know how to describe it. It's imagine Call of Duty Capture the Flag, but somewhat up view, but not. And there's different power-ups you can get around the map, and it's Mario Kart at the same time, but also Black Ops. I don't know, you fuse Black Ops, the mode where you gotta capture the flag, I forgot, and then you fuse Mario Kart together, and I guess that's what Pop Island is? I don't know. And what makes this game even sweeter is the fact that you could play with the homies. Me and my brothers used to play this game all the time. It was that fire. I miss nothing more than Pop Island, bro. And the music bumps. I know nothing's gonna bump like 10-second run, okay? But let me tell you, Pop Island goes stupid on the music. But overall, like I said, the game is weird. I mentioned earlier the characters, and I don't really understand the characters. The announcer kind of sounds like the dude from Diddy Kong, and I'm not 100% sure what's even going on in the game half the time, but I mean, like, not story-wise, but, like, I basically only understand that I'm playing the game. That's what I don't understand what's going on with these characters, and it just does not explain at all. But it doesn't matter, because the game is amazing, and I kind of don't even want a story or anything. I just want to enjoy it. I have no idea what else Pop Island has, if it only had these 2 games, if there's more to it. I truly don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know, maybe there's a version on Switch. Like I said, I don't play random games like I used to on the DS all the time on Switch, so I don't know. But Pop Island is sheer nostalgia and weirdness, and it all works for me. With all that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I'll tell you that much, I did. This was amazing to tell you guys about the classic nostalgia things for me and the amazing weird games there are. And until next time, peace. Free Corey and Jadion, maybe. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro.